To the honorable attendees, may I have your attention, please? Our agenda is about to begin, so please make sure you have a nice seat and please make sure your mobile phone is a silent mode during this event. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Om
Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable Professor Dr. Jamal Wibowo, as a rector of Universitas Sebelas Maret, or the representative.
The Honorable Dr. Anas Harjana, MSc, PhD, as Dean of Faculty of Mathematics and Science, Universitas Sebelas Maret.
The Honorable Professor Dr. Shui Wu, as APEC SCABT CEO.
The Honorable Dr. Laksana Tri Handoko, as Head of BRIN.
The Honorable Professor Dr. Dwi Susilaningsi, MPharm, as the Organizing Committee.
And also our keynote speakers, the Honorable Dr. Tri Mumpuni Wiyatno, as Steering Board of BRIN, Indonesia and RT practitioners.
The Honorable Professor Dr. Enia Listiani Dewi, as a Chairman or APEC Research Center for Biohydrogen and Technology Indonesia Chapter, President of IFHI, or the representative.
The Honorable Dr. Oki Muraza, as Senior Vice President, Research and Technology Innovation in Pertamina Holding.
The Honorable Professor Dr. Cho Nyeon Chu, from Department of Chemical Engineering, Fang Chai University, Taiwan.
The Honorable Professor Dr. Ing Agus Purwanto, from Department of Chemical Engineering, Universitas Sebelas Maret, Solo, Indonesia.
The Honorable Professor Dr. Fitria Rahmawati, from Department of Chemistry, Universitas Sebelas Maret, Solo, Surakarta.
The Honorable Dr. Lini Tambayong, as Head of Bapelitbangda, Manado City, Indonesia.
The Honorable Mrs. Arini Widyastuti, STP MSc, as a Head of BRIN.
The Honorable Dr. Zainal Arifin, Executive President of Renewable Energy, PT PLN Persero, Indonesia.
The Honorable Professor Dr. Jun Miyake, from Graduate School of Engineering, Osaka University, Japan. And the Honorable all invited guests and the participants of the ASEAN Biohydrogen and Bioprocesses Symposium 2023.
Firstly, let's pray in praise to our God, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Because of His bless and mercy, we can gather in this event, the Asian Biohydrogen and Bioprocesses Symposium 2023.
Second, let's pray and greet to our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who has guided us from the darkness to the lightness path.
The honorable attendees, all of the invited guests and participants,
welcome to the Asia Biohydrogen and Bioprocess Symposium 2023 at Universitas Sebelas Maret, 22nd November 2023. The ABBS, or the ASEAN Biohydrogen and Bioprocess Symposium, is an annual conference around Asia economics and has been successful, held in consecutive 17 years. In 2023, the 18th ABBS, organized by the National Research and Innovation Agency of Republic Indonesia, or BRIN, Universitas Sebelas Maret, the Asia Pacific Economy Cooperation Research Center for Advanced Biohydrogen Technology, or APEC SCABT, and the World BioHylinks, and also supported by Pertamina and Indonesia Fuel Cell and Hydrogen Energy.
ABBS 2023 with themes New and Renewable Energy for Green Planet, which scopes in bioenergy, new and renewable energy, biohydrogen and bioprocesses, biofuels and bioproducts, bioresource and biodiversity, socioeconomy and environment and policy.
First of all, we would like to say thank you to all invited guests and the participants who has attended this event today.
And also, we would like to say thank you to the National Research and Innovation Agency of the Republic of Indonesia, BRIN, Universitas Sebelas Maret, Indonesia, the Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation Research Center for Advanced Biohydrogen Technology, APIC-ACABT, and the World Biohylinks who have organized this conference as well.
And also, we would like to say thank you to Pertamina and Indonesia Fuel Cell and Hydrogen Energy who has supported this conference. I'm Yusnadia Kmalawati.
And Ratu Asyakira Honorelia.
As a master of ceremony, please allow us to read the sequence of agenda today. The first is opening ceremony.
Second is sending the national anthem, Indonesia Raya.
The third is opening remarks by the organizing committee.
Fourth, there will be welcoming speech by 3 of our special guests.
Fifth is a sponsor talk from Pertamina.
Sixth is signing joint declaration for establishing the hydrogen ecosystem.
Seven is photo session.
Then there will be a coffee break before the plenary session begins.
The 9 is plenary session.
10th, lunch break and praying.
The 11 is parallel presentation.
And the last one is closing ceremony.
We are coming to the first agenda. Before we start this agenda, let's start this agenda by reciting Al-Basmalah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Thank you very much.
We are going to the second agenda, deliver our national anthem, Indonesia Raya by Nina Astrea. Please welcome Nina Astrea. To the honorable attendees, please welcome to stand up before we begin.
Nanti kan pas sambutan, sebenarnya sambutan dari rektor, nanti kan ada musik, gitu. Nah, terus beliau kan naik. Nanti kalau selesai, begitu beliau selesai sambutan, musik dulu. Jadi semisal mau ngomong terima kasih atas sambutannya, itu nunggu musiknya selesai. Jadi kayak cuma Fakultas 5 Jaya, ya nanti baru terima kasih Prof. Yunus atas sambutan yang diberikan. Ada kan kalau setelah sambutan ada terima kasihnya nggak?
Ya ada.
Jadi pokoknya ngomongnya setelah musiknya selesai. Itu ya.
Terima kasih ya Mas. Kita masih di sini nggak sih? Thank you very much. To the honorable attendees are now welcome to sit down again.
The next agenda is the opening remarks from the organizing committee. Please welcome Professor Dr. Dwi Susilaningsih, M.Pharm.
Good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm very happy in this morning, stay with all of you. Of course, I have to reporting this ABBS and the other event the same time or in the one set we are doing. Okay, an honorable Chairman of the Indonesian National Research and Innovation Agency, Dr. Laksana Trihandoko, or the representative, an Honorable Rector of the President of UNS, Prof. Dr. Jamal Wiwoho, and or the representative, an Honorable Prof. Dr. Suyi Wu as the CEO of the ABBS, an Honorable Mr. Dr. Oki Murasa, an Honorable Keynote Speaker, Prof. Dr. Oki Murasa as the Senior Vice President Research and Technology Innovation in Pertamina as our sponsor, an Honorable Keynote Speaker, dear participants and all attendees. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May God bless upon us all. On behalf of the committee of the 18th ABBS Symposium in 2023, the Yes Challenge Young Scientists Competition Committee and ABBS Annual Meeting Committee, I report on the implementation of the event above, which has held in two places, namely the ABBS an annual meeting and the ABBS Symposium in Solo City, while the final pitch of the Yes Challenge was on Sukarno campus of BRIN at Cibinong, Bogor. These activities are held jointly between BRIN, UNS, and sponsored by Pertamina. The Asian Biohydrogen and Bioprocesses Symposium, or we call ABBS, is annual conference around Asia economic and has been successfully held for 17 consecutive years. This event is held in turns in Asia Pacific countries and was last held in Indonesia 10 years ago. In this 2023, the 18th ABBS Symposium is held in hybrid format at UNS Solo, Central Java, Indonesia from 21st to 23 November 2023 with the theme New and Renewable Energy for Green Planet. While Yes Challenge competition final pitch is held from 24 to 25 November 2023, theme of the Yes Challenge is reaching net zero by developing social solutions for the community and economic. The annual meeting will be participated by member countries like Indonesia, Malaysia, China, Chinese Taipei, Korea, Japan, Vietnam, and Thailand will take in place yesterday on 20 November 2023 close meeting. This year, we received around 60 papers from Asia Pacific countries like China, Taipei, Malaysia, Thailand, Japan, Philippines, Korea, Indonesia, and others that will be presented at ABBS event from today to tomorrow. Whereas the finalists of Yes Challenge competition, we got the team from Indonesia, China, Vietnam, Chinese Taipei, Malaysia, Philippines, and Turkey that will be held in Cibinong for the final judging. Of all that, the most important thing is that the holding of this event is the result of the perseverance of the committee from both BRIN and UNS. As chairman of the committee, I cannot thank them enough. My appreciation is very, very high to them. Thank you. Now I have beautiful voice. Finally, thank you to all parties who have made this event success. My apologies if I was not perfect in organizing this event. Hopefully this event will bring many of sharing knowledge, bring a lot of friends, and God the blessing. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Dwi Susilaningsi, for your incredible opening remarks.
Well, now is welcoming speech that will be delivered by three of our special guests. The first speech will be delivered by Dr. Laksana Trihandoko as head of BRIN. Please welcome Dr. Laksana Trihandoko.
Dear guests, I just got the news that our chairman, Mr. R.T. Handoko, and Mr. Meko that manage this activity has called by our president, so he canceled the flight this morning. So sorry for this occurrence.
Okay, we're coming to the second speech. Is from Director of Universitas Sebelas Maret, and in this event will be represented by Professor Dr. Ahmad Yunus as a Vice Rector of Universitas Sebelas Maret. Professor Dr. Ahmad Yunus, please welcome.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Chairman of National Agency for Research and Innovation, or BRIN, Dr. Laksana Trihandoko, this time is he called by the Indonesian President, Mr. Joko Widodo in Jakarta. The CEO of APEC, ACABT, Professor Su Yiwu, thank you for your coming and visiting in our conference. The Honorable Deputy of Development and the Policy of BRIN, and APEC International Board Member, and representative of Pertamina, PLN and BSN, Professor Enia Listiani Dewi, President of IFHE, Dr. Tri Mumpuni Wiyatno, and also Professor Jun Miyake from Osaka University, the initiator of this conference, and distinguished organizing committee, Professor Dwi Susilaningsi, and the presenter, Professor Agus Purwanto, Professor Jainal, and Professor Fitria, the Honorable the Dean Faculty of Mathematics and Natural Science, Bapak Dr. Hadjar, and the Chair of Conference, distinguished guests, committee, participants, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great pleasure to welcome you to the 18th ASEAN Biohydrogen and Bioprocess Symposium with a special topic on new and renewable energy for green planet. This conference is organized in collaboration between National Agency for Research and Innovation, or BRIN, and Universitas Sebelas Maret, or UNS. It is such a great honor for UNS to host this prestigious event. We also thanks to National Agency for Research and Innovation for such a great collaboration in organizing this event. Ladies and gentlemen, we really appreciate today's conference, which is dedicated to providing a scientific forum to share and discuss perspectives related to new and renewable energy. The conference brings all together people from the academic, practitioner, government organization, as it is believed that this particular topic is not only contributed by academic, but also should be supported by other stakeholders, as we know that green energy has been part of Sustainable Development Goal. We would like to thank the presenter as well as non-presenter participants for your enthusiasm to participate in this event. I believe your contribution will be beneficial for the development of new and renewable energy and our planet as a whole. This international conference is in line with the vision and mission of Universitas Maret. UNS has committed to contribute to the sustainable development, not only at the national level, but also in the regional and international environment, as we are fully aware that is in today's globalized world, contribution of university should be promoted to wider spectrum. As you may have seen, UNS campus is also designed as an environmentally friendly campus. We also hope that the partnership between APEC, BRIN, and UNS can be extended not only in organizing in this seminar, but also in research collaboration, preparing joint proposal for international grant, visiting scholar, student exchange, and many other activities. In concluding, I wish you a very fruitful discussion, and again, thank you very much for participating in this conference. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Ahmad Yunus, for your speech.
Then the third speech will be delivered by Professor Dr. Xu Yiwu as APEC ACABT CEO. Please welcome Professor Dr. Xu Yiwu.
Selamat pagi. Today I'm a one-day citizen of Solo. Good morning. Professor Dr. Engineer Ahmad Yunus, and I think representative of the Peranamina, Director Rizky, and also the chair of the ABBS, Professor Dr. Dwi, and all our VIP. Good morning, everybody. I am Xu Yiwu. I am the CEO of the APEC ACABT. In here, I have sincerely thanks to the host of this ABBS conference, BRIN, and UNS. I will introduce a little bit about the ABBS. Actually, ABBS since 2006, and the initiator is Professor Jun Miyake. Jun Miyake? I think it's 2006, we have a Lyon WSTC meeting in Lyon, France. And during the meeting, we have a side meeting in the coffee table, and then say, why not? We have in Asia have a biohydrogen conference or link, something like that. And then 2006, when we are back in that December, we set this ABBS. Since then on, I think every year we have a ABBS. And this ABBS conference, I think this second time in Indonesia, the first time in Bogor, and this is the second time. So the ABBS, after that, I think 2009, during the APEC, PPSDI, in that time was ISTWG, and we set up the APEC Research Center for Advanced Biohydrogen Technology, simply called APEC ACABT. I think so during the APEC, we have a platform. The goal and mission is how to use all the agricultural waste through the biorefinery process to produce biohydrogen, biomethane, biomaterial, and bioproduct, etc. And at the beginning, the first 10 years, we just focus on the science, technology, and innovation parts. But we think that is not enough. So if you have a very good STI, still not down to the earth, build up the business model to benefit the local community, it's just for science. Normally, I always say that science is for fun. Engineering is for money. So if you study engineering, you have to think about the economic factor. But for science, just for fun. Nobody do it. You just do it by yourself and find something new, the novel knowledge. So science more create the knowledge for the people. But engineering, you should be consider about the economics issue. So I say science for fun, engineering for money. So after that, so we try to develop the social solution. So actually this conference, we are more focused on the social solution. What is social solution? It's how to build up the business model and down to or come to the bioeconomy. Because the net zero emission by 2050, so you need net zero emission. And we play the important role for this kind of a job because from biomass waste, and then to economy, that is very important. So that is why we change the, not only for STI, we will more focus on social solution this time. So that is why ABBS right now, and even in the future, what we will do, something like that. And so in here, I have to say thanks for the host, Brin and UNS and all the staff here. Thank you very much for your help to support this event. And I also thanks to all the participants in person or online. Hopefully you have enjoyed the conference. And I wish this is a very successful conference today and tomorrow. And even after tomorrow, we have a Edge Challenge. Thank you very much. Terima kasih. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Xu Yu, for your speech.
The next agenda is a speech that will be delivered from Pertamina as a sponsor of this conference. Please welcome Dr. Oki Muraza as a Senior Vice President Research and Technology Innovation in Pertamina Holding.
Good morning. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, I'm not Pak Oki. So on behalf of Dr. Oki Muraza as Pertamina Senior Vice President for Research and Technology Innovation, I would like to say sorry because suddenly have a conflicting agenda today. So my name is Rizky Kananda. I'm a Senior Researcher at Pertamina Research and Technology Innovation. So, good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. So, in this opportunity, we Pertamina is very delightful that we have the opportunity to have to involve in this kind of activities. Yeah. So, probably. I won't have the time to present the material in this agenda. So what I want to mention is that Pertamina will have full support in this kind of activities because as we know that Pertamina is in line in the transformation to becoming an energy company, and we will have full support in this kind of activities because we believe that the future behold in this new and renewable energy sectors that and the future of the energy in Indonesia will depend on how we can improve our ability to conquer the new and renewable energy. So at last, I wish we all have a fruitful discussion, have a good conference, and thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good conference.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Rizkyaka, for your speech. And here we just saw an amazing opening remarks and welcoming speech from our special guest, and that was only the beginning.
Because here we are come to the main session of this event, that is signing joint declaration for establishing the hydrogen ecosystem by Professor Dr. Iniya Listiani Dewi as Chairman APAC Research Center for Biohydrogen Technology Indonesian Chapter, President of IFHE, but in this event will be represented by Dr. Hamid Budiman. Please welcome Dr. Hamid Budiman.
Good morning. Here I am represented Professor Iniya Listiani Dewi. At the moment, she has another job in Jakarta. So I think there is a declaration for establishing the hydrogen ecosystem, and in this event, we would like to Professor Wu and from the University of Surakarta also will be join these declarations. we would like to invite Professor Wu to sign the declarations. I would like to invite from UNS Solo,
Thank you very much, Dr. Hamid Budiman.
And the next agenda is there is a speech that will be delivered by Dr. Oki Muraza via online conference. Please welcome Dr. Oki Muraza as a Senior Vice President Research and Technology Innovation in Pertamina Holding.
like to congratulate the organizer for arranging this wonderful conference on a very interesting topic for in the next 10 or 15 minutes. I would like to highlight the importance of hydrogens and the importance of biohydrogens, including the status of some technologies that we are considering for the hydrogen. Ladies and gentlemen, on the next slide, we can see that hydrogen has an important role in the sustainability pathway, as we understood from Kyoto Protocol, from Paris Agreement, that the world require certain reductions of emissions. And from the hydrogen ecosystem, we can expect that by 2050, about 20% of the energy mixture can be from the and we have also another toolbox on biological, yeah, including the dark fermentations, photo fermentations, direct photosynthesis, etc., which is basically still evolving. By having this different toolbox, basically, to monetize from um, biomass and aquaculture into hydrogen, we can expect that we can get the benefits from the energy that we have from hydrogen, and we can tackle some of the disadvantages from the hydrogen, yeah, including so far the high production costs and the challenge to get the purity of hydrogens. And at the same time, we try to reduce the production costs. Then, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we now we can move to uh, the readiness level, yeah, the technology readiness level of the hydrogen production. As you can see, there is a slide. I think the fourth slide on the technology readiness level of the hydrogen productions. We can see that a number of technologies are of biomass. Then we have also the dark fermentations, yeah, which is to some extent is already reaching TRL 5. we have photolysis. Then we have also pyrolysis of biomass, which is now reaching the commercials. And of course, we have the commercial technologies such as electrolysis and also steam methane reforming. Then on the next slide, we can see that Indonesia is blessed with huge production of biomass. As you can see, that we have different types of biomass coming from the rice plantations and also the waste biomass from the palm plantations. Yeah, so we have basically the concentration of biomass from Sumatra to Kalimantan, etc., which can be further converted to biohydrogen. Then the last slide from my side, basically we can see my last slide is talking about the expected costs and efficiency of the biohydrogen productions. Yeah, you can see that we are comparing the hydrogen recovery efficiency for different technologies on the left side. So steam reforming is compared to biogas gasifications, electrolysis, dark fermentation, and pyrolysis. Then on the right side, you can see the comparison of the cost of different hydrogen productions. Yeah, this is in dollar per kilogram for hydrogens coming from steam methane reforming, hydrogen coming from biomass gasifications, water electrolysis, dark fermentation, and pyrolysis. So from these two charts, basically, we can conclude that hydrogen production from steel reforming is basically now the process with the maximum efficiency at the marginal cost. Then so far, the utilization of large amount of water, it's also possible, yeah, as some of these technologies are related to the access to the water reservoir. Then we can also conclude that electrolysis is potential method to produce green hydrogen, yeah, including the water splitting. However, the cost of productions is still the challenge, which basically restrict the implementation of this technology. And then we have dark fermentations. Yeah, this is also still ongoing process. Yeah, it is basically including the conversions of 6 moles of hydrogen per mole of glucose at a quite wide of range. So we expect that there will be more investigations on this to have solid studies on the lab scale before we can move to the larger scale. Then we have a note also on the pyrolysis. As we can see that hydrogen from biomass through pyrolysis is another method which offer good efficiency productions at a lower price. And this technology also not limited by the availability of the water. And we expect that the feedstock is also quite wide in terms of feedstock possibility. So with this, ladies and gentlemen, would like to thanks the organizer again. We like to greet everyone, the organizer and the participants. Have a good conference, and we are looking forward to have biohydrogen productions with better recovery efficiency, with better cost of productions. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Dr. Oki Muraza, for your speech. And we would like to say thank you to Pertamina who has sponsored this event. Now, we would like to inform to all the attendees, before we continue to the first plenary session, there will be a photo group session.
Now, after signing, there will be a group photo. So to the honorable attendees, please welcome forward for a group photo.
Bareng. Ya, one small photo group, tapi yang tamu VIP-nya di depan, yang lain berdiri aja. Ya. Oh, oke. Dari sini fotonya. Iya, fotonya dari situ. Pesertanya berdiri aja. Ada foto lagi, semua yang tadi maju ke sini, maju lagi, sama peserta juga. Berarti yang tadi pesertanya rise dari tempat aja. Berdiri, fotonya dari VIP-nya yang berdiri di sini, fotonya dari sana. Oke. Ya.
There's another group photo, but the participant please stand up from your table, and for the honorable attendees, the VIP, please welcome forward for another group photo.
Apakah bahasa aku bisa dimengerti? Bisa.
Once again, for the participant, please stand up for another group photo. Thank you very much. Honorable attendees are now welcome to sit down again.
Now we would like to inform to all the attendees, before we continue to the first plenary session, there will be a coffee break session for 5 minutes. So please enjoy your meal and we will back in 5 minutes. Thank you very much.
Iya, tapi malah bagus cepet selesai. Dia tetap diganti. Iya, iya. Duduk, duduk itu kursinya.
To the honorable attendees, may I have your attention, please? Our first plenary session is about to begin, so please have a nice seat and please make sure your mobile phone is in silent mode during this event. Thank you.
Here we are back, so now we can continue our next agenda, that is plenary session 1 about the circular economy that will be delivered by Professor Dr. Jun Miyake from Osaka University, Professor Shu Yiwu from APEC ACABT CEO, and Dr. Tri Mumpuni Wiyatno as steering board of BRIN. And this plenary session will be guided by Professor Dr. Witri Wahyu Lestari. Please welcome Professor Dr. Witri Wahyu Lestari. And we would like to invite Professor Dr. Jun Miyake, Professor Shu Yiwu, and Professor Dr. Tri Mumpuni Wiyatno.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Witri Wahyu Lestari from Chemistry Department, University of Sebelas Maret. Here I will be the moderator of the first session of this plenary session. And the first speaker is Professor Dr. Jun Miyake. He is from Graduate School of Engineering, Osaka University. I will read a short CV from him. That Dr. Jun Miyake is a professor, especially sorry for the technical problem. I will read shortly the short CV from Professor Jun Miyake. Prof. Jun Miyake is a professor, especially invited Graduate School of Engineering, Osaka University, and he got the degree of BS and MS and PhD at School of Science, Osaka University. He had been a governmental office of international trade and industry as an office scientist who chaired the Institute of Cell Engineering, or ICE, from 2007 until 2009. And he was appointed as a professor, School of Engineering, Science, Osaka University, from 2009 until 2017. And during 2017 and 2020, he has been a special appointed professor, Global Center for Medical Engineering and Informatics, Osaka University. And then also invited a professorship from the School of Engineering, University of Tokyo, and Medical School of Osaka University from 2001 until 2005. Yeah. He is a honorary researcher of the National Institute of Advanced Industrial Science and Technology. He is a professor emeritus of Krishnapoka University of Technology, and his research has been covering from bioenergy, protein chemistry to robotic or human cognition. He is now focusing on artificial intelligence for medical application, and his achievements are over 500 publications and 100 patents. He has been prized by Ministry of Science and Technology Agency Award Minister of International Trade and Industry Award, and Akira Mutsui Memorial Award from International Association of Hydrogen Energy. His personal interests are bicycle and modern arts. And in this occasion, he will deliver talk about artificial intelligence for biomolecules and bio-green worlds. The time is around 20 minutes. Yeah. Yes. You can stop there.
Okay, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jun Miyake. It's a very honor to be invited as a keynote speaker and talk here for AI, for biohydrogen. I should like to express my sincere thanks for Professor Dewey, who kindly invited me to present our research. And special thanks also to Professor Wu. He's a CEO of ACABT. That's also support the ABBS system, collaboration of the Asia International Scientific Organization. And I would like to express thanks also to the members of this meeting and people in the ABBS. They realized the meetings. Okay, let's have a talk about AI to biohydrogen. Today's talk is a general one, so it may contain some of the talks I already said, but I reorganized to give you an understanding about the future possibilities. So, first talk is what is deep learning, artificial intelligence? Many people believe that artificial intelligence is just to see cancer cells, or something like that. Yes, it is true, but there are other interpretations. So deep learning is cognition, not the definition. It's a very big difference. Definition and cognition is different. So cognition is mostly philosophical. So not calculation, not statistics, not physics. Deep learning is mostly model creation. So photograph of the cancer or something like that. This feature, this feature, this feature, if they have, it's a cancer. It's a model and definitions. So prediction of complex system was very useful for this. But also artificial intelligence, especially deep learning, needs one very important factor, computer. Because computation requires so many times to do very quickly. Okay. Upper one, red one is a gray X. Maybe age 50, 60 people knew the name Cray X. It's American's world top computer in 2000 or 2005. That one is a 2005 model. It's 50 teraflops per hour. So how many times they can calculate per hour, per second. But recently, the computers like one of my students is working is a homemade computer that we are using. It's also 50 teraflops. So that huge one come to be almost home computer systems. This jump of the computation technology realized the deep learnings. Okay. So I would like to show you one example. It's a human migration after mitochondrial Eve. You know how we migrate from Africa. So we can see from the mitochondrial data, we can see how we are divided, how we are migrated, and where. This is excellent research by Mr. Shimazaki of my laboratory. He's an undergraduate student, but he found a very good way to show the human migrations, this 200,000 years. I'm afraid. Okay. So this is a mitochondria of Eve. So her descendants are split. Red one is Asians. Blue one is Africans. Green one appears as a Middle East people. Blue one and others are Europeans. Okay, now it's about 70,000 years ago. It's growing and changing and so on. Okay, you can see, not going to the desert to find fossils without using topological researches, we can see just in the computer how we migrate. And this is just an example. But now here we are going to biohydrogen applications. So what's the trouble of the natural energy is its inconsistency. For example, photosynthetic microbes produces hydrogen, but it depends on the weather. Cloud, rain stops it. So how to compensate the energy demand and the energy supply is a big question. And application of these technologies should be like this. This is one example, supposing the Taiwan as a model. In the islands, cities, or towns, people use energy, not constantly. The morning, they don't use so much. Afternoon, they are going to use it. And dinner time, they cook. And they have a bath, shower, and sleep. And everything stops. How do you neutralize the demand? It's a question. You have to find demand of the energy, and you have to control the income of energy. But it's impossible for human beings to do. So we make a model and ask a computer to organize the whole energy systems. Yeah. And to realize for that, we have been studying about the improvement of the metabolic systems. So first one is a very simple simulation of the metabolic pathway of the photosynthetic bacteria. This is a first research, so there are so many slides, but the result was not so big. But tell you, this is a very typical case of the deep learning to apply for analysis of the metabolic system. So this is our experiment using a photosynthetic bacteria. The light energy comes, then nitrogen energy function to produce hydrogen. Okay, forget it. These are our former studies. Now, this is a real sunlight and hydrogen production. Yellow is the sunlight, and blue one is the hydrogen production. It delays almost 2 hours. But this delay is very important to adjust demand and supply. Okay, we made a model how they react. And there are many items we have to consider. Sorry, not written in English, but there was no need to read it. Just to know so many parts from light energy to converted to hydrogen. And this is an examination of the model. So we change the energy, change the timings, and examine if hydrogen is really well produced. This is an experimental system, and all the system is made by this master course student, Okamura. She was excellent to do all the machinery technologies and electronic technologies and computer technologies. Okay, so using this system, we can know the model is right or not. And we eliminate the bacteria, then we got hydrogen production, and we understand that this model is good enough. Yeah, so it simulates sunlight, cloudy days, and rainy days. So you can do any kind of experiment without using the reactors, real reactors. Only computer can answer you anything. Then we ask the computer, what is a rate limiting process of biohydrogen? Rate limiting process could be interpreted 3 steps. Light energy into the high energy states like ferredoxins, or hydrogenase, combining hydrogenase and so on. And the next step is ATP production. And the third step is using ATP and high energy complex like ferredoxin to give molecular hydrogen. 1, 2, 3. Which is the most effective? Yeah. This is a process we calculated. It's a calculation, not a real experiment. And you can see timings. Timings are in the left one is the very beginning of solar quanta into bioenergy. Right side is an enzymatic reaction of nitrogenase. Okay, middle one is ATP productions. Only ATP production has a gap, time gap for energy conversions. So it means that the second point should be a rate limiting process of the biohydrogen production. Okay, so conclusion is like this. This process is a rate limiting process you have to improve. Then we can know what is the point. We have to make efforts. Now we understand. So the experiment itself is a bit complicated, but once we made it, then we can do it without doing experiments. Yeah, all right. So deep learning solves the energy mixing to be the best energy grid. Second one is deep learning analysis deep learning analyzes invisible metabolic pathways to be improved. Okay. One, it's not the hydrogen, but I'll show you just for interest. We analyze COVID, virus, why it comes and how they kill the people. There are some papers, my paper here, also other papers. Maybe this is American, but a Chinese origins one. And can you see the right side top is a curious bacterial strain appeared in United States. So this is just March, started with March. So just after the appearance of the virus on the earth. And it lasts only 3 months. They disappear somewhere. And this is a, deep learning analysis of the bacteria, viruses, how they come, where they come. In left side top is places where it comes. The bacteria appear, the virus appeared only in United States of the West Coast, 5 states, only there. And we found that purple one appears in America, only in America, and it has a mutation in helicase. Helicase is a left side down. Helicase is a very important enzyme, which, make a spiral of the DNA, RNA of the virus. Oh, it might be hard to see, but you can see the top one tells about the helicase C. What kind of the helicase we can see? You can see 8 weeks, it changes. And the bottom 2 lines, blue one is cases, emergence of the patients. So 1 week later, it starts. And red one is mortalities that died by this virus. 1 week, another 1 or 2 weeks later, it starts. So type C appears and disappears. Then number of patients decrease and number of the mortality decreases. So helicase, trouble of the viruses. Okay, so it is mostly by usual technology, but spreading the virus types, then we have some hint. Okay, virus types may affect. So virus is not 100% same. Okay, let's go. So this is a very new, we are studying about protein-protein interactions. Analyzing the metabolic pathways, we need which protein interact with which protein. If we analyze making efforts to dig a hole in vein, costs a lot. So we have to select the interactions. A protein and B protein should interact. Then we can reduce the size of the experiment, 1/100, 1/1000 or something. Okay. So this is a AlphaFold surface page, right side. They said AlphaFold is designed for giving a hint to know the interactions of the part of the proteins. For example, protein is a long string. So how they react to give a globular structure. And they say protein, three-dimensional structures of protein. Yes, it's very successful. I have been using it in laboratory, and it is almost fit to the X-ray analysis. So X-ray people was really losing jobs. But AlphaFold doesn't say anything how to expand the technology to make a four-dimensional structure. Some people did experiments. Here is a globular protein and link peptide and examine if they react or not. Or even sometimes they do it in the AlphaFold research, react. But doing all the efforts, they cannot find the solutions. Okay, the right side is what I added. It's something like dice and dice interact this way, that way. So we have to calculate all the possibilities. That is a very time-consuming process. The solution is only one, but we have to examine, say, several billion experiments or something. So I have been searching for the mathematical model background as ISMO, Juno, PD1, PDL1, PD1, Nivolumab, like this, all related to the cancers. We know cancer interactions very well. And interestingly, nitrogenase hydrogenase reaction or nitrogenase glucose oxidase reaction could be calculated. Sorry, I didn't put a number, but from left to right, would you please understand? Then I examined nitrogenase and Maret1. Maret1 is a protease which happens in the cancer process in humans. So nitrogenase is a prokaryotic enzyme. Prokaryotic enzyme and human enzyme would not react. It's natural. Okay, so WT1, it's a cancer marker. ISMO is a protein appear on the cell, embryo. And ISMO's sequence should be mutated artificially. Then it lost the interaction and go down. And WT1 and alpha amylases, it is a common protein, but they don't react. So things like this, we can predict to a certain percentage. As far as I examined, almost every prediction is right. If this could be realized, or proved, then we can have a big international team to make a encyclopedia for metabolic pathways of the hydrogen production could be made. We need a book. We need a book like this. So open it, then there was a metabolic pathways, and the prediction says this and this interact, this and this not interact. Then we can reduce experiment very much. This is like a very similar one is a keg as Japan. It's a very limited, only for cancer researchers and so on. And NCBI is very widely collected, but they don't say about prediction of the interactions. So if ABBS organize a group to make an encyclopedia of energy production enzymes, this should be very important. It should be done by volunteer work to be charge-free, but even charge-free, the result of the book should be very valuable. So companies donate very much, I believe. Yeah, this is our recent research on the application of the AI to the hydrogen-related subjects. Okay. So these are students, last students. They are gradually left us because I retired. This is a first retirement, before first retirement. I have a second retirement 2 years ago. But some students are very talented to make programs and predictions of the human beings, like Shimazaki. He's now studying in the University of Tokyo as a PhD course. Okay, it is the end of my talk. Thank you very much for you are listening to me. Thanks.
Yes, many thanks for your speech, Professor Junmiyaki. And then we will continue to the second speaker. Yeah. We will make panel, yeah? And then this question will come at the end of all speakers. Yeah. Please, for the attendance, if you have question, and you can keep first, and then you can ask at the end of this first plenary session, and mention your name and institution. And the second speaker will be Professor Su Yi-Woo. He is APEC HFE CEO and come from Department of Chemical Engineering, Feng Chia University, Taiwan. Prof. Su Yi-Woo received a PhD degree in chemical engineering from Catholic Universitat Leuven from Belgium, and is currently teaching chemical reaction engineering at Department of Chemical Engineering, Feng Chia University, Taiwan. That's Prof.
What's this?
This letter. This is for Prof. And in this occasion, he will speak about green synergy solution for climate crisis avoidance. The time is for you about 20 minutes, please.
Thank you. So, slide please. Good morning. Today I think I will introduce what is green synergy solution for climate crisis avoidance. I think this is a big issue for the climate change around the world. Please, next slide, please. Today I will give the outline why net zero emission by 2050. I think since COP26 already make the decision. All the country or all the people should follow. If you want to save the earth, and then you have to do that. And I will give the definition of the green synergy solution, what we can do. And after that, I think today I will focus on the social solution, which including the second and the last one. So I think so I will quickly to pass the human activity because many people talking about how to, especially for the manufacturing sector, it already have a lot of roadmap how to solve this problem. So I will quickly pass and more focus on the social solution. Next one, please. Next one, please. Slide. So why we know this is climate change? Because the carbon dioxide emission, you will see that since, I think since 2019 and till now, you can see the carbon dioxide emission, carbon more fraction in the air, it's increased dramatically high rising. And if you have a higher carbon dioxide or carbon dioxide equivalent, some of the GHG gas on the atmosphere, they will increase the temperature of the global. And when you increase, and then the weather will be changed. This one. You will find that will be have a very abnormal situation. For example, 2021 in BC, British Columbia, Canada, and unbelievable, it's 49.3 in the west of the BC in the Vancouver. Normally in the summer, just 15 to 20, but 49.3 is disaster for the Earth. So most impact on the biosphere is, until now, we still cannot evaluate how impact of the high temperature in the local one. Because the carbon dioxide emission a lot, and then you will see, when the temperature increase, and they will evaporate more water to the vapor. And from water to vapor, they absorb the heat, and when they are in the sky, when they are condensed to the water and raining, they are, it's exothermic. They will release the heat to the atmosphere, and after that, you will see it will be dry and the fire and big raining falling down. They will flood or even the typhoon. So that is disaster everywhere. So people call that it's the new abnormal. It's in our future, maybe 10 or 20 years. So next one, please. So because a lot of people know the climate change, but very few people give the solution to how to solve this problem. Of course, in the UN, they have a SDG. You can do that 17 goals, and then ask all the people, you follow the 17 goals, SDG 17 goals, and then we can save the Earth. But the 17 goals is quite wide spectrum. And in here, we define the green synergy solution. It's a green symbiotic system for integrating all green growth technologies that were complementary, cooperative, and harmonic to factor X of productivity and resource, including the energy saving. This is the definition. So I give this picture, this like a coral ecosystem. And that's a kind of model of the green synergy system. So because the coral, and then they have algae, and then they have small fish and the big fish, and then they are harmonic and surviving for sustainable long time. So next one, please. Next one, please. So we give the green synergy example. For example, the eco farm. Original out of Taichung City, they have a Dongshi. They a lot of pear farm, and then the farm most cost is the fertilizer. And if you introduce the chicken farm or animal farm together, but all the farm, they have a dropping, it's not good smell. And if you introduce the green technology, use the bio waste, produce the hydrogen and the methane, and the byproduct is biofertilizer, and you can make the ecosystem for that farming. So for pear farm, they set the money to buy the fertilizer. And this is biofertilizer, and then save the money. For chicken farm, because normally the chicken farm or animal farm is not with smell. If you through this system, it can produce the biohydrogen and produce electricity. They can sustain our farm system, and also you have a biofertilizer, and the byproduct is like a biochar. And biochar is good for the soil improvement, etc. So according to this one, we calculate about one hectare. Maybe you can hire two employee and high income, because the income from the fruit or income from the chicken products, etc. So this is kind of idea for that. So next one, please. Even for the green synergy community, originally we use a lot of fossil fuel. If you introduce this kind of green synergy, and then instead of the fossil fuel, and try reduce the fossil fuel little by little, and I hope that one day we can totally escape out the fossil fuel supply chain, and then we go back to the green supply chain and supply the community. Your renewable energy may be from wind and the photo, and etc., and then supply the e-car, something like that, and even the hydrogen car later. So this is for the green synergy perspective. So next one, please. So this is my tanka. Why we have a climate change? That is because human activity do the mass manufacturing. Mass manufacturing, maybe they make the pollution from the industry or transportation or the living issue or the building, etc. And the pollution will impact to the environment. And after that, you have climate change. Why you have a mass production? That is because, or even now, you want to evaluate the country, it's well developed or not developed yet, still by the GDP. But GDP like money. So if you have no money, I think it's no money, no talk. But money, not everything. So we promote the happiness index. Of course, including the GDP, but not only GDP only. Later, I will introduce how detail about the happiness index. And do some circular economy. And after that, I think we can have a climate crisis avoidance. And today, I will more focus social institution. It's a social solution and personal mindset, behavior change. Actually, they contribute more than the STI part. Later, next one, please. So, what is the happiness index? Happiness index is under the UN. The UN General Assembly adopted this resolution. This is the number. I think since 2013, the 20th of March, this university is 20 of 11, quite close. They are stay. So every year, the 20th of March, it's a happiness day, and then the organization will publish how is the index. Of course, the index including the GDP per capita and freedom of choice, social support, perception of the corruption, generosity, and the social environment cost, etc. This is under the UN. They have it promote the happiness index. So the next one, yeah. So according to the report this year, happiness number one in Finland, Denmark, Iceland, etc. Most of the country in the Scandinavia. Okay, so that is one. USA 15, Taiwan 27, Japan. Happiness index this year they have a ranking according to the index of sex parameters. I'm not checking Indonesia. I forget to put it wrong. Yeah. So this is every year they publish the result. So next one. So how is the circular economy? People are talking about a lot of circular economy. I think so they have two parts. The first part is the technical cycles. So, for example, you make the plastic or even the plastic, and then you recycle, reuse, and regeneration, and reuse again. But anyway, I think one day they still go to the, to garbage or to the landfill. But as you know, I think because the microbeads, the plastic microbeads, according to the UK researcher report, everyone, you take the plastic microbeads, how's the amount? Average, everyone is 1 critical. You take the microbeads in the food chain, 1 critical amount of plastic in microbeads way in your body. But some of them maybe you still pass by, but still inside. So in here we are more focused on the biological cycle, use the bioproducts and use the circular economy. So you can cascade the reuse and etc. This is not only circular economy, we improve to the bio-circular economy. So next one, please. I define this here. So this is a roadmap to the net zero emission by 2050 under the OECD, IEA. So if you follow the roadmap, for example, like 2030, the 60% of the global cars sold by electric, e-car, and then they also carbon reduce. Of course, e-car now, I think China have a very good success of products in Europe and around the world. But if you, this is an example, a roadmap, yeah. This is only for STI part, yeah. So we follow that, and then we can reach the goal. So next one, please. So this is about the human activity. So today I will not go too deep to these parts, yeah, because many roadmap in different country, different population already mentioned that, yeah. So next one. I kept some example. For example, industry, transportation, building, and living sports. Yeah, next one. So how can do? I think maybe till 2050, and you can see bioenergy, solar and wind will be in the power part, power and electricity part. So now it's 2020 something. You see that one that is 2020 because of the COVID-19, and then easy to find. This is a sharp drop. So after that, I think they will change. So next one, please. For industry, next one. Industry, I think most of the carbon dioxide emission is by the cement, steel, and some of the heavy industry like manufacturing, metal, etc. It's high energy consumption and high carbon dioxide emission. So next one, please. Yeah, I quickly to pass this one. This for STW. Next one. So for example, steel industry, how to reduce the carbon dioxide emission is quite successful in Sweden or even in Germany. They use the high sand. They put the natural gas and the hydrogen in high sand. 30%. If you put the high sand, there are no carbon dioxide emission. Even in Taiwan, recently we used the methane and decarbonize to produce the hydrogen and put the hydrogen to the power plant to reduce the carbon dioxide emission. So next one, please. So you will see emission reduction by mitigation measure in the NGE. So 2020 here and 2030 there and 2050 there. So till 2050, you can see that the figures, I think, is quite renewable. Maybe our power, electricity, you can see from the renewable, new and renewable energy, something like this. Okay, next one. We'll quickly to this one. Next one. Okay. So the synergies are similar because in industry stream, some of the company they produce the carbon dioxide, but some of the manufacturing sector they need the carbon dioxide. So how to make arrangement to make a link, make a synergy? Because for example, the cement produce carbon dioxide, or the fuel, or the steel company, But the iron company, they need the carbon to make the iron and the carbon to make a steel, and then they need the carbon. So how to build up a chain, and then some provide the CO2 and some absorb the CO2 and make the products. This is the concept. The green synergy also similar. So next one, please. And the transportation, I think, right now it's from e-car. But I think in 2006, we joined the conference in Lyon, the seminar. In that time, we have a panel discussion, and all the 7 biggest car makers around the world, we have a roundtable meeting. So e-car just transition. So according to 26 prediction, 2025 will be the cross points. And that means all the car sales will be say the e-car more than ICE car. But I think this is coming earlier because like China, they make a very good success e-car. So now a lot of car show every year, they show the e-car, not the ICE car. So maybe this 2023, right? Maybe not to 2025, maybe 2024 already all the new car is by e-car, not by that. But e-car still need the energy from the power plant. So this is just transition state. So Japanese have a hydrogen car. So for hydrogen transportation, number 1 is Germany now. Japan number 2, Korea number 3, maybe China number 4, or USA, something like that. It's by less, but Germany is very promote the hydrogen transportation system from the train or the truck or the airplane. This is transportation in the future. So next one. So maybe people are interested in the transportation energy efficiency. If you use fossil fuel, but they produce the carbon dioxide, through the ICE, I mean use the gasoline and diesel engine, and the MESMA is only 20%, and then to the motor, mechanic motor, and then to drive. This is efficiency. If we use bioenergy, we can to ICE, it's not good. If we so I think in Indonesia you promote biodiesel, something like that, but the efficiency is just like that. But they use the hybrid car, maybe 10% earlier, energy efficiency higher. If you hydrogen, fuel cell, and electro to motor, and this is 20 to 90. If we say 90% by the biohydrogen, and 55% fuel cell, and through the motor, about 80%. So some of for example, the French, now they encourage of the e-car, but use from the sail or wind electricity directly, and then to the motor. Maybe that is the energy efficiency higher than that one. So if we use the power from the core, and then that is this very low at the beginning, maybe just 20 to 60%, and then to battery and electricity. So this is energy efficiency for transportation. So next one. So battery now for e-car, or even in the future, even the hydrogen car, I think still the battery. The battery density, I think it should be 400 watt per kilo. That is for the truck. If you want to the battery for aircraft, should we reach the 650 watt hour per kilo. So this is you want to interesting to invest the system. You have to think about how the energy density like this. Yeah, this is from the IEA predicted. So next one, please. So renewable energy, I think, like bioenergy or energy efficiency or hydrogen or electricity generation. This is also a very important issue. Maybe tree, that tree will be introduced later. So next one. Next one. Next one, please. This is all about the hydrogen storage. This is the figures. Which one is better? Some of the people think hydrogen directly or the liquid hydrogen or convert to the methanol or the green ammonia. Now it's a very popular issue. But you see their position where it is. To methanol or to ammonia and then transport to export. For example, like Australia, they export green ammonia to Japan or Korea, something like this. But it's in this part, in this left corner, yeah. So you can see, but sometimes it's different. This is, you can see, you want to choose which one is more suitable for your project. So next one, please. So I think the coal-fired electricity, if you not do the carbon capture, storage and utilization, I think the coal power plant is not suitable for the future. But if you want to develop, still use the coal or the fossil fuel, and you see a combine with the CCUS, carbon capture, utilization and storage. And in that one, I think until 2030, maybe the air pollution will be reduced and much better than now. So even in Jakarta, I think still a lot of fog. Yeah. So next one. So building, I think building also another issue. So next one, please. So how to make the zero carbon ready house? This is also the future house building. So you have to combine all the solar or even the biomass system. But biomass may be not one by one by house, but by village to have biomass energy to make the green synergy, like our green synergy community prosper. So next one. So this is global final energy consumption by fuel and end use. So next one. So I quick for this one. So next one. Next. And living, of course, you can change the living. So next, I skip this one. Yeah, if you use a biomaterial, something like this, I think it can reduce the fossil fuel or the crude oil application. And all the material is from agricultural waste. So next one. And this is in Europe, how to, from crude oil to bioeconomy, I think make the raw material, not from petrol, and shift to the biomass. So next one. Environment, I think we skip a lot quite quickly. So next one. Okay. So if you are talking about the environment issue, it should be AFOLU. I think this is a lot of people talking about this. So next. And this is how to air, water, and next one. This is for palm industry. I think Indonesia palm industry. How to use the residue of the palm oil, palm of the anti-fruits, BMP, anti-fruit, etc., to make the energy and the biomaterial. This is last time we designed in the UK and YSD for zero waste. Also have made some bioproducts. So next one, please. So, yeah, how to make the social solution. So social solution part, I think, including the government policy, that is very important, and education, and the market, and health and sale. So next one, please. So in this, I think government policy also very important. Even the COP26 or the country, they have the commitment how they roadmap to reduce the carbon dioxide emission. Education also very important because education is capacity building, how to training the people have the capability to do some STI part or also the social science part. So health is everybody take care, like a PM.5 or the clean water or the plastic microbeads. So some of the country already limits use the plastic like a carb and everything. Yeah. So next one. Government policy for the timing, this is very important, this turning points. Because like EU, they will start 2026, January 1st. They have a simply called CBAM. So you make the products here and then you want to export to the EU. If you are not carbon neutral, for example, you make you say the 100 US dollars, but maybe you pay the carbon tax 20, but you already do the carbon reduction to the carbon neutral, you don't need to pay the extra 20%. So carbon reduction or this carbon reduction certification, it's cost and very important. For US, I think they will start it from next year, January. In Taiwan, I think we have a Climate Change Response Act. The new TCX, this carbon trade exchange center. You can do the exchange like that. And G20 Task Force Climate Related Disclosure, TCFD also, and UN Science-Based Target Initiator, SBTI. Yesterday I saw the UNS, you have a BTI certification, right? That means you are green university. You are very focused on this one. This is under the GDP and UN Global Compact. Indonesia, you already have a carbon trade exchange, September 26. So you already prepared to face the carbon trade. So next one, please. Next one. Next one, please. This social solution, most important part for supply chain. Of course, the carbon emission, including GHG, the gas, not only carbon dioxide, including those another green gas, GHG gas also, like nitrogen oxide or nitrogen fluoride, etc. So next one, please, that including that one. This is a carbon trade exchange, very important. So they have a emitter, that means company A and company B. So for example, this is the dash line, sorry, this in Chinese. It's your permission, your quota. But some of the company like A already, it is the real emission is over than the quota set by government. And company B, they do some effort, they reduce the carbon emission. So you got the carbon credits, and you can show the carbon trade, it's a market. Like in Indonesia, you have a new carbon trade market there, exchange there, or everywhere the same. They have already have a carbon trade, like a stock exchange market there, and they can buy the carbon credits exchange. So a company, they can buy the carbon credits from B, and then you are carbon neutral. So one day you export your products to Europe, to USA, and then you don't pay any carbon tax because you're already carbon neutral. If you are not, it will cost you. How much of the price? Because different area, different country. Next one, please. This is quite new because I prepared this PPT. So in EU, 1 ton of the carbon dioxide emission, you have to pay 78 point, every day is changed, right? Like a stock market. So about 80 AQ per ton of the carbon dioxide emission. UK, 37 pound, 0.64. California, 29.4. China, they are changed. It's about 10.87. So in New Zealand, that is all different. It's a real-time pricing. Every day is changed. So this is carbon price. This is carbon price. So you want to export all the goods or the products, and then you have to think about the carbon price because you are not carbon neutral, and you are paying more carbon tax. That means you sell 100 US dollar before, but now you extra $20, something like that, and then you have to pay more. So your cost, maybe you are earning just $10, but you pay $20 tax, and you are lost. Yeah, you are not earn the money. So this is a new concept, and worldwide, you will see that most of the country will be start from the 2024 or even the 2026. So that is very important things for the industry sector. So next one, please. How to get the certification? You say, I already have the carbon reduction, but not by you say, you have to certify, you have to verify by some of the international organizations. So the first one, I introduced the CDP, Carbon Disclosure Projects. So they give you the climate change, forest, water security. They have some questionnaire, and then you have to fill it and prove by the third party and make sure if your performance is excellent, then you got the A grade, it's a leadership. B grade is management, C is awareness, D is disclosure, and F is failure. Something like this, they give it 5 grades. And also the Renewable Energy 100. So you join the member and they give you the certification. So next one, please. The last one, I think even I have several parts, but the core part is a personal mindset behavior change. So next one, please. Next one. I give this example. This is Greta Thunberg. Maybe everybody know this young lady, right? I think since she was 16 years old, and every Friday afternoon, she went to the Sweden Congress and give the mark like that. That means all the ABBS store our future. While we had to study in the school, so he asked all the students every Friday afternoon to the Congress, Sweden Congress Day. We have to let the elders or the congressmen know you are store our future for the young generation. So we have to do something. Since that on, I think since Sweden and Europe and everywhere. So now, like I think every April under the UN they have the Earth War, the Earth Day, set the Earth Day. So around the world, all the big cities, they have a protest, something like that to join that. How to people take care about this? Yeah, something that's. So Friday for the future. This is Thunberg working. Originally, just one young lady. He thinks the mindset change. You think maybe cannot use, but really the work. So next one, I give the example to that. Next one. Yes.
Excuse me, Prof. The time is over.
So this last picture. Yeah.
Please focus.
So if we do the behavior change according to the OECD, USC, social solution much important than low carbon technology. This is according to OECD. So I will end up my speaking talk here. So thank you very much. Maybe I read about, sorry, last one, about that one, yeah, the last picture, yeah, sorry. Because ozone layer, people do it from 1987 until 2020, the ozone layer, the South Pole, it's recovered. So if you are all the people want to do net zero emission, that is possible. Thank you.
Yes, nice talk. Thank you very much, Prof. And then the third speaker, we will have here the speaker, Insinyur Tri Mumpuni. She is steering board, National Research and Innovation Agency, Republic of Indonesia. Let me read a short CV from her. For almost 30 years, Tri Mumpuni has consistently encouraged and campaigned for the utilization of renewable energy sources to replace the use of fossil fuels in order to support local economic growth and improve welfare for communities in rural areas in Indonesia. Her organization, Initiative Business and Economy Kerakyatan, which is called as IBK, has built more than 80 micro hydro power plants, which is called PLTMH, and clean water facilities based on solar energy across Indonesia from Aceh to Papua. In 2004, Tri Mumpuni pioneered a public-private partnership model to build community-owned on-the-grid MPH. The proceeds from electricity sales to PLN are then managed by the local cooperative and used to fund education, health, and micro-enterprise capital service for community in need. The scheme has been replicated in several Asian countries with support of UNESGF. Currently, Tri Mumpuni is working independently to train and send young scholars to become facilitator of community empowerment activity in frontier, outermost, underdeveloped area throughout Indonesia. In October 2021, Tri Mumpuni was appointed as a member of governing board of National Research and Innovation Agency, which is called as BRIN. Please, Bu Tri Mumpuni, around 20 minutes, it's your time.
Well, thank you. Good morning. Well, good afternoon. Maybe I would like to share a different perspective, how we have to really consider our future energy, that most likely we call it democratization in energy, giving space to the rural community and every citizen to fulfill their own energy demand. The energy should be clean, that's for sure, and easy access for all. We understand that we still have more than 25,000 villages in Indonesia do not have any access to electricity, and I understand, I just got back from Cambodia, that we still, many our colleagues in ASEAN countries itself do not have the access of electricity. Well, when we're thinking of clean and easy access, it means that distributed power generation is the answer. Okay? This is not only that. It's to alleviate poverty that most ASEAN member countries still facing nowadays. And also combat the economic inequality. We understand now the coefficient Gini ratio, especially in Indonesia, was really, really bad, in my opinion. We can find someone that can easily buy the Boeing business jet, but in the same time, we see somebody crafting just for the clean water supply and sanitation and do not have any access to electricity in the remote area of ASEAN countries. Because of this situation, we also need this renewable energy, and how we develop it has to be a community-based approach. When we do that community approach, it means that we are also discussing on circular economy. We are inviting the participation of local people, that everybody has the opportunity to participate in the development process. Okay, I just would like to, bring you to see how this renewable energy power scale that we can consolidate to see in which cluster actually people can participate. I was looking at the small means below 250 kilowatt, and the medium is between 250 kilowatt up to 2 megawatt, and the big one is above 2.5 megawatt. When we look at how the availability, huge, we saw that every mountain can provide this, and also in a small area we can have a solar panel. You can see how wind turbine also actually possible to be developed. When we talk about the business category, how we are going to develop this, it's easy because we can easily distinguish that the private only interesting on the big one. It means that above 2.5 megawatt, those that people are interested. The way we're doing it, the small is not commercial. The middle also not commercial, not interested. The commercial is only the big one. This is considered as not possible. I'm talking about the head of the private sector, and the opportunity only the big one. Because the way they talk is only on capital, financial only. So we call it this financial capital return, NPV, net present value. Value to whom? Those who already have money to have more money, and they are using IRR, internal rate of return. Return to the rich, who can be richer because of dealing with these businesses. For them, this is not interesting because it's almost impossible. There is no return, they cannot make any profit, okay? So the way we do it has to be changes from the financial approach only to be a what we call social capital fostering. Because after all, life is not about money. Then the way we do it is proper benefit and local capacity building. We have to develop the whole nation to have a prosper in their life. So the big one, we have to create what we call it new economic model. What kind of economic model that we need now? At the present moment, we use this a community-based businesses category. So we have to create new economic model. We call it a social business. Okay? You see, this was a proper eradication, pro-local community enterprise. I was starting that in 1999, when we won, the small villages are able to sell their electricity that developed using the local contribution to the grid, so that the community had an income from the grid. We call this pro-poor eradication, pro-local community enterprise, and pro-human business. Because nowadays, many business is inhuman. We understand that. They're only looking for profit and money. Money-oriented. When we can do this, what we see is that this category, below 250 kilowatt, it has to be charity. So the government put some fund, international donor contribute something, good people with a big heart would like to donate. This is what we do so far. And in the middle, we call this as an empowerment. Doing business that inviting the local community to be participated in that process. And this is what we want to do. We call it a social business. For the big one, it's not only commercial business, business beyond profit and money. Business that gives benefit to the local community who live where the local resources is available. Okay, this is what we call it egalitarianism and empathy. Because nowadays the formal education gives us only the capacity of intellectual. We forgot that we also need the capacity of empathy so that our knowledge, our brain work not only looking for profit, but we understand that human being has to share with those who are underprivileged. Okay, this we call it combat economic inequality. We now understand Pareto syndrome that 10% of population in the world really taking care of the 90% of local resources and vice versa. This is just an example.
Oh my god, ini bagus banget. Bagus banget.
Only in each unit, only 50 watt. Sorry, 500 watt. Only 500 watt and made by Indonesian engineer who stay in Japan for 14 years. So this is give a hope for young, maybe high school, technical school graduate that, oh, this isn't easy. It's only 4 meter height and it's with 2 meter per second, they can generate electricity. It's not high scale rocketing based technology, but this is a simple one. And this one, Indonesia is an area where we have in the ring of fire. So everywhere we have what we call it, there's a micro geothermal. There is no need of deep, deep well, superheated, heat that needs a lot of financial and high technology to develop. But this is just using the binary system, and we have all over Indonesia that really located near to where the community live. We can develop this as a micro geothermal. This one, very simple. Everybody can have this. Not just for cooking, but also for lighting. I'm not talking about electricity. We're just talking about lighting. You can see that each family using the cow dung from the cattle that they raise, they can have the light at night time. I remember this is in the generation of my grandmother, many villagers still living with this. We call it, in Indonesian names, we call it Petromax. I don't know nowadays. It seems that like they are disappeared. Okay. This is what actually we need to reach net zero emission. We have to develop more this kind of things for the small. I know big is necessary, but small is beautiful. And this is how we call it recent electric power supply. You see that all the big one, the red color is big power company, the small is village or rural power enterprises. We're starting this in early 90s. But we need the support from almost any party who are interested to create the just energy transition program, not only partnership. This is the energy transition landscape, what we call it. You see the purple village is the village that get the electricity from our utility, PLN, Perusahaan Listrik Negara, is our utility, national utility, the only one owned by the government. And the blue village is the village that we electrified as an off-grid system. Not connect to anywhere, just on that. Also, the village D is orange, But the red one, the B and the E is unelectrified. We still have that. What we do in the future, we want to change this to a community-based electrical power supply. So we build small villages, connect to the grid. Everywhere is connected to the grid because we can help our utility. In the very long journey of transmission line, usually the voltage is dropped. So if we want to increase the voltage, we have to inject with small power plant in a very remote area of Indonesia. And our utility, so lucky enough to have clean energy without making any investment. And in the community side, they are really good because they receive the money from utility by selling the energy to the grid. And the money is good for village development fund. Finally, if all of them are connected to the grid, unfortunately for the last 30 years, I can only build and connect them to the grid. It's only 9 locations. It's not belong to us, it's belong to the local community. This is all electrified, and in the future, we want to see this. The big one is for the urban area, for the businesses, for the industry, but the small island, small villages can be electrified by local community generation company. This is based on my experience in '97 when I visited Sri Lanka, when the Tamil Tiger bombed the big one of the pole, so they have a blackout. But why the small rural area still having the light? Because they have their own system like this. It's a very good for the sovereignty of energy in every country. If this is very quick, I just using hydropower. We can use for anything else, but very quick one. You see the potential of hydropower that can develop. I just say that's like 500 megawatt. We can have small and medium enterprises in the number of 5,000, creating a job and opportunity. And then the initial investment is 25 trillions. You can divide it by 15 if you want to see in USD numbers. The worker needed, we need 39,000 people who can work in that power plant. It means this is the opportunity of creating jobs. And when we talk about the income every year on the small and medium enterprises, it is about 1.867 trillion. This is an extraordinary fund, for really increasing the income of the local community. This is when you talk about people, planet, profit, whatever you name it. This is exactly a very clear example if you really want to create social welfare for the poor in rural area. Last but not least is my last slide. This is hydropower potential still, but how you can save on a fossil fuel. This is in million liters. It's 949, it's almost 1,000. Fossil fuel subsidy saving for a year. As everybody knows that Indonesia spends so much money on fossil fuel subsidy. And the carbon equity. Now we're talking about carbon credit, carbon tax. We are talking about this CER, certified emission reduction, can be reached to almost 1 million tons. So carbon sales per year is $6 million US. Okay? I hope this can give you a different perspective of how we have to think green, prosperity, and welfare for every human being globally. Thank you very much.
Yes, many thanks Ibu Tri Mumpuni for the nice talk. And then due to the limited time, maybe I will open just a short question for the speakers. I will open around 3 minutes question. Please mention your name and from where, from the institution, and please come to the stage first. Yes, raise your hand and then mention your name and the institution where you come from, and to view which speaker that you want to ask. Yes.
Ini perkenalan nama dulu. Okay. My name is Gugu Jericho. I'm from the physics department. I'm studying bachelor on physics. I want to ask to second presenter, Professor Wu Siu. I have one question. Is there any new technology that can advance of the coal use? Because we all know coal is the biggest it's the biggest supply from power plant in other country, and the biggest producent for air population. Okay.
Mas, mungkin bahasa Indonesia nanti aku terjemahin deh, soalnya aku juga ini, beliau juga enggak.
Oh, apakah Apakah ada teknologi terbarukan yang bisa mengoptimalkan penggunaan batu bara ini? Tadi karena di slide-nya ada bahas tentang batu bara. Yang kedua, second question-nya. The second question-nya, gimana, kan kita tahu kalau di beberapa negara batu bara ini sebagai energi penyumbang buat power plants, buat PLTN, buat pembangkit listrik. Nah, gimana gimana cara buat emisi udara, emisi karbonnya itu ditangani itu? Okay, thanks.
From the question that I understand here, the first is there any new technology how to optimize the coal? Yeah? And the second, how to minimize the emission from the coals? Yes.
Okay. Power plant, I think, use the coal. According to COP26, they try to reduce the coal power plant. If we want to stay around the coal power plant, you should be add another carbon capture, storage, and utilization. Simply say CCUS. And for the time being, I think most of the coal power plant is rich. If you use the steam turbine, the maximum through the current cycle is 20%, but most of the power plant, as far as I know, maybe you can reach the 18 to 19%. I think it's good enough. And if we want to improve the efficiency, I think we use the high pressure and fluidized bed system, high pressure system, because it enhance the oxygen concentration, and then they can put higher. And through the gas turbine and steam turbine together, simply called combined cycle, and then you can reach higher. That is before, but whatever, I think because you increase the efficiency, so you can reduce the carbon dioxide emission. For example, in 1 kilowatt through the normal coal power plant, you produce for example, 1 ton of the carbon dioxide. You use the carbon cycle, it's just 1/3 only, carbon dioxide emission only. But whatever, I think coal power plant or fossil power plant, according to the OECD, the roadmap, they hope that you have to add another system to carbon capture, storage, and utilization system. And then you can reduce the carbon emission. Some of the case in some of the country, they use the coal power plant and feed in the hydrogen, or feed in the hydrogen and methane, or feed in the hydrogen together. Or some of the country, they use the ammonia with the coal together and try to reduce and increase the efficiency, because ammonia, when you are combusted and then they convert to the NOx, some of the NOx, of course, from the air original, but the other is water vapor only. So this is another way. Most of the country, they use the green ammonia or the green hydrogen to feed in with the coal combustion, and reduce the carbon dioxide emission, increase because the temperature is higher, you can cut through the thermal efficiency, you can increase the high efficiency, something like this. So what I say, I think, and some of the country, they use the RDF, refuse derived fuel, because the carbon dioxide emission is 0, right? And then reduce the carbon dioxide. But the efficiency not increase, just reduce the carbon dioxide emission. So I answered your question? Okay.
Yes, thank you, Prof. Wu. And another question? Oh, yes.
Terima kasih. Yes. My question is addressed to Professor Wu. It's very interesting from your presentation about the coal-fired power plant again. as you know that now government agreed to start retiring the power plant, coal-fired power plant. And yeah, we know that replacing coal-fired power plant to others like renewable energy is maybe very, very difficult. You mentioned that CCS is one option to still run fossil fuel, but the important thing, we will not emit the CO2 from fossil fuel. And one possibility is with CCS, with carbon capture. My question is the program for carbon capture by modifying conventional combustion with air combustion to oxy-fuel is one of the options to have very effective carbon capture in this. I didn't see in your presentation about the oxy-fuel combustion. Thank you.
I think not only coal power plant, also the like cement or the steel company, the same problem, because they need high temperature to produce the cement or the steel, or just for coal power plant to produce that one. But I think the CCUS, storage and irradiation, is now is the state of the art. Every research unit or all the country, they are focused on this because this is very important technology to reduce and meet the net zero emission by 2050, right? So I think the several way. CCUS is in the end, and the other one is from your feedstock. For example, you put the hydrogen, co-fire with the carbon dioxide, core. This is or ammonia. This is from the feedstock, from the beginning. Okay. So maybe you can try both. You use the hydrogen or green ammonia together as your feed in, and you use the CCUS in the end treatment, something like that, and collect the carbon dioxide. Until now, I think this is still hot topics, how to, get the concept to commercialize. Yeah, although they have a lot, but I think until now, some of the methods maybe not apply in local plant. For example, they capture the carbon dioxide and fill in to the oil well and produce the oil production for carbon storage, or even in the deep sea for carbon storage, something like that. But some of the country maybe cannot do that. So that is the story.
Sorry, maybe a bit. I mean, the CCUS is you mentioned in the end. I mean, after capturing CO2, then we can, whatever storage in the underground or whatever. But about the carbon capture itself from fossil fuel, I think if we can modify from air-fired combustion for coal to oxy-fuel, that means we can omit the nitrogen in the exhaust gas. This means we can have exhaust gas from coal-fired boiler with very, very high CO2 concentration. For the air-fired, we know that about 11-12%. But when we modify with oxy-fuel, we can get the, after drying moisture, removing moisture, we can get about 90% of CO2. This will very good prospect when we use this modification. But I don't know in what stage now in the world about the oxy-fuel, because it's just very, very early for the data, implementation data for oxy-fuel. Thank you very much for your explanation.
I think the discussion can be
Okay.
continue continue further.
Maybe okay. I think
The last session.
Maybe we can discuss. It's a little complicated, and then after this we can discuss together. Okay.
Yes,
I
yes.
will discuss more detail.
Yes, this is a nice discussion, and we can continue during the lunch maybe. And
Just 1 minute. I just want to edit. Just yesterday, we have meeting a pleno in BRIN in the Board of Governor di Dewan Pengarah, that Professor Emil Salim, myself, and also Professor Wenton starting to look for CCUS and CCS, and we just surprised that Professor Wenton from ITB is already done this in 2006, 2009. So we would like to know, is it exactly the same thing, or what kind of new breakthrough that we can edit on carbon capture, utilization, and storage? Because nowadays, as far as I know from the Minister of Finance, that become an obligation for every company who producing fossil fuel and gas emission, they should apply that. And we don't want this to be a market from any one of us. We want to have TKDN lah, Mas. We want to have that. So if you are interested, I think it's very nice that you can join in the research with the researcher from BRIN. I think this is a very good momentum and a very good time. And yes, indeed, I remember in 2009, we met Isaac Berzin, somebody from Israel, who used to capture that CO2, but to become a microalgae for energy. Yeah, become a microalgae for energy. This is very interesting. Terima kasih, nanti langsung mungkin dibahas.
Yes, nice discussion. I'm so sorry to stop the discussion because the time is over, and then but let's give applause to the all speaker, and then please come back to to sit down back. Yes. I'm
Ada
sorry.
satu yang mau tanya. Okay, yes, give a chance to the overseas.
This is the last, please.
Thank you very much. In fact, I have a question about for Professor Miyake and also for Dr. Tree, because in the Indonesia there are a lot of islands. So there are a lot of villages, I think maybe without sufficient energy supply. So the distributed renewable energy systems would be quite important. So my question is, how can the AI technology improve the research and development and application of such a system in the future? Do you have any good suggestions? Thank you.
This is for Professor Jun. This is for all speakers who want to answer.
I answer the question first.
Yes.
Well, I agree with you, but to some reason, why this doesn't really improve for so many years, I cannot answer you also. You know, we should really look very closely to the research on that biomass, because I understand that I've been working together with the small rice producer, because they have rice husk. Before, they can produce 700 kilowatt, very nice, in West Java. In Haurgelis, this is the name of the location, and coastal area. But this only works for less than 3 years due to the rice husk scarcity, because you have to fight with the other usage of rice husk. Some of them making a mushroom, you know, some of them using for different reason. I think this is the reason why that technology is not really developed well, because of the raw material is not, how do you call it, it's not really permanent. You know, we cannot secure. This is what I understand. I witnessing many things, even the last research they made, still they are using from the trees, you know, the branches and everything. But it's a very simple technology. It's not the, you know, it's not what we expected. Thank you.
Okay, I hope it's can answer your question. And again, once due to the limited time, I think please give applause once again to the speaker, and we will continue to the next session. We still have 2 speakers after that. Yes. Yes, thank you very much.
Okay, we are coming to the next session of the first plenary session, and we would like to invite the next honorable keynote speakers. They are Dr. Zainal Arifin from PLN Indonesia and Professor Dr. Engineering Agus Purwanto from PWI Universitas Sebelas Maret Solo. Please welcome to the stage. Yeah, we want to inform to the all attendees that Mr. Zainal Arifin will give the speech by online conference.
Halo. Hello, good evening. Can I start? Hello.
Before Dr. Zainal start the presentation, let me read the CV. Dr. Zainal
Can
Arifin.
I start
He
right
is
now?
Executive Vice President of Renewable Energy of PLN, and previously
Please
he
wait
was
for
head
a
of
moment,
PLN
Dr. Zainal
Certification
Arifin.
Center,
Okay,
Executive
okay.
Vice President of
Yeah,
Engineering and
sorry.
Technology, and President Commissioner of PT Indo Tenaga Hijau PLN Group. And Dr. Zainal is a team leader of EV infrastructure development and smart grid implementation of PLN. Lagi mana? Penyerahan?
Penyerahan dulu.
Ya sudah. Penyerahan.
Kamu yang pertama ya dari
The honorable attendees, we would like to say sorry before we start the second session of the plenary session 1. There will be a handover the plaquette and souvenir from Universitas Sebelas Maret that will be delivered by Professor Dr. Ahmad Yunus as a Vice Rector of Universitas Sebelas Maret. To Professor Dr. Ahmad Yunus, please welcome to the stage, and we would like to invite to the honorable speakers to Professor Dr. Jun Miyake, Professor Shu Yu, and Dr. Tri Mumpuni Wiatno. Please welcome to the stage.
Okay, and there will be a handover of plaque and souvenirs from BRIN that will be handed over by Dr. Hans Saputra. Please welcome Dr. Hans Saputra.
Foto bersama, dipanggil lagi Bapak Maret sama
Bapak
mereka.
siapa?
Maret, Wakil Rektor.
Oh,
Foto
iya, iya.
bersama dengan
There will be a group photo. We would like to invite Professor Dr. Ahmad Yunus, Thank you very much. And now let's go to continue our plenary session. Please welcome Professor Dr. Witri Wahyu Lestari.
We continue to the session of Dr. Zainal. Please share the screen, Dr. Zainal.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, good morning, everyone. I would like to share my presentation. Can I can start? Halo.
Yes, ya. Sudah Pak, sudah.
Oke.
Please start.
Bisa saya mulai sekarang atau? Halo? Halo Bu.
Ya, sedang ditata. Please wait.
Oke.
Please share your screen.
Already. I already share my screen and Zoom.
Iya. Ini sudah masuk, Pak. Bentar. Sudah. Ya. In Zoom is already appear, but in this room still has technical problem. Yes, you can start, Dr. Zainal.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Thanks for inviting us to this event. Let me share the presentation about the technology innovation and circular economy for energy transition. So I am from BLN, the Indonesia electricity company, that the largest utility company at the Southeast Asia. So I would like to start with the helicopter view. What is the energy transition? So we right now face the global energy transition movement that driven by 3D. We call it, the one is decarbonization. The second is digitalization, and the third is decentralization. In summary, the energy transition has created some indication, that electricity by 2050 will be the center of energy carrier, the most wanted energy for all. But we should be aware that electricity consumption will come out from the more renewable energy resources, and for that, so the electricity grid system, it means the power system, the grid that connecting the customer to the energy, in this case electricity, should be more flexible to integrate it with so many renewable energy and also the energy resources. That's what we face right now, and how we do the mitigation, how we overcome the energy transition in Indonesia, because we already know well that Indonesia still highly depend on the fossil fuel so far. So we start with the commitment. 2 years ago at the COP26, Indonesia, PLN, declared to achieve net zero emission in 2060 or sooner. We had the roadmap, as you can see it, is how we do reduction of CO2 emission. The most ways is the dominant ways, the main strategies is we develop more and more renewable energy for electricity production in Indonesia. Based on the roadmap until 2030, sorry, it's a type error, we would like to reduce the CO2 emission until 3.7 billion ton CO2. What kind of technology and innovation we need for achieving the net zero emission? We have 4 clusters of energy. The cluster number 1 is about the low carbon technology. We have several technologies we already ongoing at the left side. Biomass co-firing, I will explain it more detail later on. And REC, Renewable Energy Certificate, how we selling the green electricity to the special customer who need the green electricity. And number 3 is we start the wind farm. We already had the PV solar floating. We do desalination to reduce diesel power station at some areas, and also at the right side, we just start for explore the energy storage system for the microgrid in the remote area. We already start the green hydrogen plant, even though it's still small. I can explain it later on. We also try to explore the utilization of carbon capture storage, carbon capture utilization storage. And also right now we still ongoing to make the ocean energy pilot project. And we also look at the nuclear for one of the options for the clean energy for Indonesia in the future. This, for example, what we have done. Maybe a few weeks ago, we look at the launching of inauguration, the largest of PV floating of the Southeast Asia, Cirata, the capacity 192 megawatt. This the largest PV floating, the third largest PV floating in the world so far. And we also already start with the wind farm for producing electricity, green electricity to our grid, especially in South Sulawesi, start from 2 or 3 years ago. And right now, we would like to extend the capacity. And this about the hydrogen. Actually, we start to launch the first green hydrogen plant in Indonesia in 9 October. In Muara Karang Combined Cycle Power Plant. After that, maybe 2 days ago, we 21 plant of green hydrogen around Indonesia. Even though it's the consumption still only for internal purposes, but we already start the program, even though it's this small capacity. The cluster number 2 is digitalization. We right now in the industry 4.0. So we have several programs for digitalization, digital power plant, and mobile, advanced metering infrastructure, smart meter, e-mobility, smart procurement, online monitoring losses, digital substation, zero downtime, digitalization of centralized payment, and so on. That's the cluster technology and innovation number 2. That's the example how we can achieve the huge efficiency for power plant digitalization, because we can make decision making faster and more accurate. We can do centralized digital control planning. We can do proactive maintenance rollout based on the advanced data analytics. And that's also, we can connect directly to our customer this super app, we call it PLN Mobile, already downloaded by more than 42 million users in Indonesia. And the number three, the technology and innovation we need actually is how we can do reinforcement for our grid. We do WAMPAC, wide area monitoring, protection and control, flexible AC transmission system, virtual power plant, HVDC, adaptive scheme, defense scheme, superconductor, and so on. That's actually we ongoing, still on beginning, but some of the program is already done. For example, smart meter. This is the smart grid. We have the smart centralized generation, smart transmission, smart distribution, and smart consumption. And the last cluster is the electrification. So we would like to increase the demand of electricity because the electricity will be the center of energy carrier in the future. We operate EV charging station for electric vehicle for four-wheeler, and also we provide the battery swap for two-wheeler electric vehicle. We try socialized induction stove, electrifying agriculture, captive power, and so on. That's one of the main initiative we already done. How we can do decarbonization of transportation. We should move to the ICE, internal combustion engine, and vehicles still use fossil fuel to be electric vehicle. And how about the circular economy? Because we do believe that PLN cannot do alone to making all program realize. So we need involving. We need to invite so many people, include the community. So the circular economy, we have the number one is biomass co-firing. That can answer how we reduce coal-fired power plant, how we can reduce coal consumption at the existing coal-fired power plant. We have at least 52 locations, the capacity of almost 19 gigawatt around Indonesia. We can reduce CO2 carbon to biomass up to 12% without major modification. For achieving that, we need biomass a huge volume, more than 10 million ton a year. We believe that if we can achieve this target, so we can increase the electricity, renewable energy fuel mix to our electricity up to almost 3.4%. That the location of the coal existing power plant, we do the biomass co-firing. This is the progress until April this year. And this, what kind of biomass we use. For providing this biomass, of course, we cooperate with the local community because we need more wood chip, wood pellet, sawdust, rice husk, and solid recovered fuel. And this is the green energy of co-firing biomass we already had so far at so many locations of the existing coal-fired power plant. And the circular economy number two, we apply the waste to energy. So we know that in Indonesia, municipal waste production is huge, about 1,762 million ton a year. But some of majority is still unmanaged well. So why we would like to reuse the waste to energy? That we cooperate with the local government. So we have some pilot project about the RDF, to create RDF from the waste, municipal waste coming from the local government dumpsters. This is the supply chain of RDF coming from the waste, municipal waste managed by local government, and at the end try to convert to the energy, such energy like electricity on sometimes is to be pellet for co-firing of the coal-fired power plant. That's the ongoing project collaboration. Actually, we already had 12 cooperation with the local government from the ND, Cilegon, and so on. And from the this project, actually 3 of the 12 already still is already at the commercial. The number 3 circular economy we have is fiber reuse. So one of the waste coming from the coal-fired power plant is the fly ash and bottom ash. So we reuse this waste to be some raw material for the building, like con block, like paving block, tetrapod, and so on. In other case, also we can utilize 11.9 million ton for all fiber coming from all coal-fired power plant to be raw material for cement, especially for the Portland cement in Indonesia. So I actually come to the conclusion that number 1 is global energy transition driven by 3D already created that electricity in the future will be the center of energy carrier. The electric consumption will be more than double, but we should be aware that 85% will come from the renewable energy. It means the power system should be more flexible, that's smarter to integrate with more and more renewable energy and energy resources, especially like energy storage and so on. And for reducing CO2 emission, actually Indonesia and PLN already commit to reduce 3.7 billion tons CO2 through net zero emission by 2062 or sooner. For dealing with energy transition and net zero emission, PLN need 4 cluster of technology and innovation: low carbon technology, digitalization, grid reinforcement, mostly smart grid, and also electrification to demand creation. And for involving community to join this program, PLN has several circular economy activities: biomass co-firing, waste to energy, and how we reduce the fly ash and bottom ash. I think that's all of my presentation. Thanks for your attention. Back to the moderator.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Zainal Arifin, for the nice talk. For the question, we will collect at the end of the session, and I will call the second speaker for the second plenary session. He is Professor Agus Purwanto, and is a professor in chemical engineering, Sebelas Maret University. He got his bachelor in engineering, chemical engineering, and also master in chemical engineering from ITS, and earned his PhD degree from Department of Chemical Engineering, Graduate School of Engineering, Hiroshima University from Hiroshima, Japan. And there is Prof. Agus. Prof. Agus, please come to the stage. And at 2018, he received the Academic Leader Award from the Technology from Kemenristek Dikti and received Science and Technology Award from TORE or ITSF. And currently he is the leader of Research Center of Battery in UNS. Yes, now the time is for Prof. Agus to deliver the speech with the title Toward Low Cost and Fast Charging Enable of Lithium-Ion Battery. 20 minutes, Prof. Agus.
Good afternoon. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yeah, it is a great opportunity to me to join here to share our research progress maybe and in battery research. And in this time I would like to talk about low cost and fast charge lithium ion battery. Next, tak bisa. Okay, the outline of my talk today is about low cost battery development and then sustainability, and also how to create or how to develop high performance lithium ion battery, and also the new technology for battery. And as we know that to achieve emission-free transportation, we must get the energy from renewable energy, as for example from solar system, and then use it for transportation. And the best choice to use this system is using electric vehicle. And we know the main key component for electric vehicle is battery, as it costs around 40% from the cost of the vehicle. So the development of battery will determine and also will have impact on the development of electric vehicle. And as we know that the dominant component or dominant lithium ion battery that's available today is like NMC, LFP, also NCA, and this is the main cathode material that we have used today. And how to develop a battery that meet the need of for electric vehicle? Of course, the first thing is we must try to get the low cost battery, because the main cost for electric vehicle is from battery. The second is about sustainability. The battery will be a problem when it degrade and it for around 20 or 30 years from now, because the problem of the waste of the battery. So we need to think about the recycle, and then how to make a high performance battery, as we know that currently we have problem on the charging of the battery. And of course everyone want they have electric vehicle that can be charged maybe normally 5 to 10 minutes. How to develop this kind of technology by current technology available now, and then of course we need another technology that maybe can replace lithium ion technology, but with the better aspect like performance, cost, and etc. compared to lithium ion battery. And here maybe I only want to share about the perspective how to do this goal in, of course, in Indonesia regarding the availability of the resources. First, how to make a low cost battery. The strategy is of course using local available material, as we know that we have many source with the big reserve of nickel, and then we also try to develop a simple process to process the nickel from ore to cathode material. And as we know, there is a technology available today called liquid process or leaching process to recover nickel. So by this leaching process, we can make what's called hydroxy metal hydroxy precipitate, that is can use a low grade of nickel ore. It's called nickel laterite, and this technology can produce MHP with the component of nickel up to 47%. And in here we develop a process how to make purification from MHP that can be used to be a precursor for cathode material. And here we develop process to purify NFP and then to produce nickel sulfate with the battery grade. And as soon in here we can make we can develop a process that can purify MSP to nickel grade process. And then how to reduce the process from MHP without purification. So we also create a process that we can use direct MHP to NMC. As shown in here, we use NMC 532 directly from MHP. So we can make a cathode material with the good specific capacity and also with the good life cycle. So this is almost cut around half process from from ore to cathode material. And secondly, how about the sustainability? Of course, we talk about recycling and how to recycle a spent battery and then to be used as a new material to make a new cathode material. And here we also develop a process that can be used to recycle battery from spent battery to cathode material. First, of course, we need technology to dismantling it, and then we separate all components from lithium, nickel, and also mangan one by one, and then make it again to be a new cathode material. And we can, so in here we can make a process that all recycled component can also be used again as a raw material for cathode precursor with the good specific capacity also. And this is the other strategy using environmental friendly, using environmentally friendly process to recover all component. And in here we show that we can reaching about 94% efficiency of lithium from the spent battery. This is the recombination and battery testing from all the component. We synthesis again the cathode material and then check the performance, and it is no significant degradation so from our developed process. And another strategy to improve the performance of battery, of course we want a fast charging enabled battery and also high capacity, long life, and tolerant temperature tolerant battery. This is the main problem that we have in current battery. So if we have electric vehicle, of course we need charge maybe around 3 hours to 4 hours for normal charging. And even with the high charging method, maybe around still more than 30 minutes to up to 1 hour. And in here we can make a strategy by adding some graphene material to improve the all characteristic of the battery. Even this is not suitable for low cost battery because the price of graphene may be almost same with the price of the cathode material itself. So we also developed the graphene edition on the NMC battery, and it is have a very good result on the term of fast charging. So we test the ability of our graphene battery. It can be charged maybe less than 10 minutes charging. It means around 5 to 6 C, and without significant degradation on the capacity, as we shown in here, up to 200 cycle, it only maybe the capacity may be decreased below 5%. And in the term of temperature also, there is no significant increase on the temperature of the battery, as shown in this slide, that the temperature between charging and discharging is around 36 degrees C to 46 degrees C, which is, this is in the ring of the on the accepted specification for lithium-ion battery. And we talk about new technology that may replace the lithium-ion now. In Indonesia, we have many sources of sodium. So in our center, we also try to develop a new technology for battery based on sodium-ion battery. And up to now, we also can synthesize sodium-based NMC cathode material, which have a promising characteristic. As shown in here, the capacity is around 80 to 60 milliampere hour per gram, with the good cycle around the degradation around 30% when we test in 50 cycle. Of course, it is need more development to improve this performance. And we couple, and if we couple the NMC type, sodium NMC type cathode material with LTO, it is also give promise for long life cycle of sodium-ion battery. The challenge is how to improve the capacity of sodium-ion itself. I think that's all our sharing perspective about battery development in our university. And this is maybe not cover all aspects that have been done in our university, but this is just for example. And of course, we know that cathode material determine the cell quality and cost. So, of course, the technology development in this cathode material very significant in determine the price of the cell itself, and we must start to think how to recycle the spent battery, because it will be a problem in the maybe next 10 to 20 years in the future from now. And of course, by cutting the process, maybe eliminating many process for cathode production, it also will reduce the cost of the cathode preparation. And as we know in here, as I shown before, that the additive addition such as graphene, it can be used as a strategy to improve the quality of battery itself. I think that's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prof. Agus, for the nice talk. Now I will open the discussion session, just short discussion, I think, because the time is also limited. Please raise your hand if you have Prof. Ari Handono.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. The first question I would like to direct to Dr. Zainal Arifin from BLN. Regarding, maybe you can tell us what is the strategy for Indonesian government regarding about net zero emission for Indonesia. We already signed ratification 2016. We have to, what is almost free zero emission, carbon free zero emission. What is the strategy of PLN? Any possibility for PLN will, buy or build a nuclear power plant in Indonesia? Because nuclear power plant is almost the do not emit the carbon emission. Maybe Pertamina have some idea or some plan to build the nuclear power plant in Indonesia. And then for Master Professor Agus Purwanto, it is very interesting regarding how to reduce low-cost production of a battery. According to my experience, a long time ago, not a long time ago, 2014, I bought electrical bicycle. It cost 7 million rupiah. Yeah. And then after 3.5 years, the battery have to be replaced by the new one. And then one piece of the battery, it costs is around 800,000 rupiah. So altogether 80,000, 800,000 rupiah times 3, it's 2 million for 400 million. So and then I was thinking at that time, if I would like to replace with the new one, the new battery, it will cost a lot of money. So maybe you can give me some insight in the future, even though you tell me regarding you will produce the low-cost battery, and also to recycle, the battery used for the next future. But this is one of the challenging to reduce carbon emission if we drive, the battery. But we have to remember, now we charge the battery with the electrical produced by electricity and use batu bara, coal. Nah, this one is one of the contradictive, So we still have a coal, to produce electricity, and then still emit carbon emission. Thank you very much, Prof. Fitri.
Yes, thank you, Prof. Ari, for the nice question, and I please the Mr. Dr. Zainal Arifin.
Okay, thank you, Prof, for your question. I try to answer the first question. Actually, what we do to achieving the NDC, National Determinant Commitment for the CO2 emission, because we already launched in 2015 in Paris at the moment. So the first for PLN, we would like to build more and more renewable energy for our power generation. Based on the plan we have in the next 10 years, still ongoing right now, we would like to build 20,900 megawatt of renewable energy. Mostly still more than half still hydro, but we also build geothermal and also the PV solar, wind, and biomass. So this mix, so based on this planning, the fuel mix will increase up to 24.32% in 2030. Right now, the fuel mix still below than 13% of renewable energy to the overall fuel mix of electricity in Indonesia. And the second one is about the nuclear. Indeed, we already look at the nuclear for one of solution, because if we talk about the renewable energy, basically consists of two types of technology. The first is VRE, we call it variable renewable energy, like PV solar and also the wind, and another one is non-VRE, like geothermal, biomass, and also hydro. What the difference? VRE is intermittent, someone called fluctuation. We cannot depend on the intermittency fluctuation of renewable energy supply. So because we need electricity 24 hours, but we know that the sunlight, it can be anywhere, but cannot be any time. That's the problem. We need combination, and also we need for the case, we need storage technology for mitigate this intermittency coming from the VRE. So why we look at the nuclear? Because based on our study, actually, the nuclear power plant basically is most safety power generation in the world, comparing to of course other fossil fuel and also among the renewable energy technology itself. Based on our analysis, we plan to build nuclear at least at the 2030, 39 or 30 below to 2040 actually. And the first technology we look at the small modular reactor, the nuclear power generation with small capacity, less than 3 megawatt, because Indonesia is island country, so we need a solution for power generation in the small capacity. I think I hope that can answer your question. Thank you.
Question.
Thank you, Prof. Ari, for the question. That's the fact that the battery degrade using during our use of our electric vehicle, and that's why the challenge in the battery research is how to make a battery with the long cycle life, Prof. Ari. But currently, I think in Jakarta there is some implementation what's called swap technology. So we can replace our battery with new one using a swap system. So we no need to think about the battery quality. It's think by the company, but maybe its cost rather higher than we have our own battery. That is the situation, but for us as a researcher, of course, it's challenging. Thank you.
Yes, I think the discussion is very nice here. I hope no more question here because the time is limited. We should continue to the parallel session after that. Yeah, I will return to this MC. Prof. Agus, please take a seat there.
Okay, by the end of the second session of plenary session 1, there will be a handover to the plaque and souvenir from Universitas Sebelas Maret, and that will be delivered by Dr. Andes Harjana as a Dean of Faculty of Mathematics and Natural Science, and Dr. Tri Mumpuni as a steering board of BRIN. Please welcome Dr. Harjana and Dr. Tri Mumpuni. Please welcome to the stage. I'm sorry, for the delivered plaque and souvenir from BRIN will be delivered by Dr. Hans Saputra from BRIN. To Dr. Hans Saputra, please welcome to the stage. And we'll invite it to Professor Dr. Agus Purwanto to welcome to the stage. And we are invited Professor Dr. Witri Wahyu Lestari as a moderator. Please welcome to the stage. For the placard and souvenir from Universitas Sebelas Maret will be delivered by Dr. Fitria Rahmawati as a Vice Dean of Faculty of Mathematics and Natural Science.
By the end of the plenary session and a handover of plaque and souvenirs, I would like to say thank you very much to Professor Dr. Witri Wahilestari for your guidance in the plenary session. And also, I would like to say thank you to all of the speakers. Thank you for sharing with us. Now, before we continue the parallel presentation, we will have a lunch break and we will continue the agenda in an hour. So please enjoy your lunch. Thank you very much.